Good morning and welcome on into another edition of Colatown on this frigid February the 2nd, 2026. Happy Groundhog Day and welcome on in. This is The Point and this is Colatown, our city, our stories. So glad to have you with us as we kick off another month of Colatown here in the capital city. We want to get right to our guests, and we want to be joined by a couple of different folks who are checking in with us on our Groucho's Deli hotline. We say hello first to Madison Rivers, the Communication and Special Projects Coordinator for our beloved city of Columbia. Madison, hopefully you stayed warm over the weekend. You're doing well?
I am. I tried my best to stay warm, but it is frigid, like you said. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being with us. And we're joined by Maranda Williams with the American Heart Association. Maranda, I'm glad you're on board. Appreciate both of you still being able to join us on the program. Really didn't want you guys getting on the road and driving where we weren't sure what we were going to have this morning ice-wise. I'm glad you guys could still join us. Thank you for making time. And Maranda, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's good to have you here. We are leading off February talking about some different things, and we'll have some other good guests calling in a little bit later on in the program from the City of Columbia and the Police Department. But first things first, the city's Go Red campaign is kicking off, and that coincides, of course, with National Heart Health Month. So what better than to have someone on from the American Heart Association to help us with that? And Maranda, I'm glad you're on board. Before we start with Maranda, Madison, you help get all these guests set up for us and are paying attention to the calendar. And I think one of the things that I've come to realize that's important, Madison, is we are really all over and on top of trying to make sure people understand what's going on in our community and how people can be more involved.
Yes, I think the point of this show was to be able to reach people at a different point that we weren't before. We definitely want to reach a wide variety of different events that could be beneficial to a number of people in our community.
Well, I'm excited about the city's Go Red campaign, and I would love for Maranda to tell us a little bit about it. Maranda, I got to tell you something before we even get started here. The American Heart Association is near and dear to me and my family. My son was born with a heart condition, and thank God he's doing really, really well. Had to have a surgery when he was just about a year and a half years old on his heart, and thank God now he's approaching his 20th birthday and is doing really well. If he falls, we worry more about the floor than we do about my son Jacob. But he's someone that the American Heart Association provided us with great information and great help and assistance when Jacob was first born, and so we have a place near and dear in our own hearts for what you guys are doing.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you for telling me that, and I'm so glad that Jacob is doing well. And Kevin, honestly, that is exactly why this campaign is so important. No matter where I go, I hear so many stories, and I'll tell you, as a communications director, the first heart story that I told was my own. I had a cardiac event when I was 40 years old in 2022, and so the one thing that we really appreciate the city for doing is realizing that heart health affects everyone. And there's so many people. I mean, I literally sat with a family a couple of weeks ago that their baby had to have a heart surgery at, I think it was like 18 days old, transplant. Like, it's crazy. We hear so many of these stories, but I think people don't understand until either you've been in your situation or it's been somebody very close to you, how much heart health really affects people. And there's some things that you don't know could be caused from, lifestyle. Sometimes people are born with situations. And so, thank you so much for sharing that story with me. But that's why this campaign is so important, because we want to make sure that people are educated, families know what to look for, and just make sure that people are living healthier lifestyles. And so that's why this campaign is so very important. But thank you for sharing your story.
You bet. And it certainly adds more and more credibility when you yourself had an incident that took place and impacted your life as much as it obviously did, Maranda. And so it brings credibility to hear you talk about this as something that is more than just, hey, this is what I do. This is who I. Right. You've walked this walk, and you understand this.
Absolutely.
And the seriousness of this. So look. let's make it clear up front. We're not here to assign blame to people for that are in a situation, but we do need to talk about the responsibility that people have when it comes to trying to provide themselves with their best chance. And we do need to talk a little bit about heart healthy, and we need to talk about things, like smoking and that kind of stuff. For me, I don't smoke. I've never smoked a day in my life, but I'll tell you one thing: you got to manage that stress, don't you?
100%. And, it's ironic that you say that. When I had my cardiac event, I literally, my son, I'm a single mom, and so my son, I think at the time, was maybe 12 years old. And so he was doing football. I had a side business. I was doing my full-time job, worked in state government, very high-pressure role. And my doctor told me, you have got to figure out a way to slow down. You've got to find some self-care. You've got to find a way to get better rest. Manage your stress. That was literally, in addition to the 2 medications, I had a lifestyle change that it was imperative that I started immediately. And I think that's one of the things that we, as parents, as moms, as dad, whoever, as people that want more out of life, right? You have such high ambitions, which is great, but then you do have to find a way to slow down and just, relax. You've got to be active. You've got to eat right. I mean, a large part of heart diseases can be managed and can be prevented by small lifestyle changes. And I think that's very important for us to remember. And you're right, it's not about placing blame. There's some things that are hereditary, right? But there's some things like, managing your blood pressure. You need to know your numbers. Go to your doctor. If you don't have one, find one. And there's different places we have around the city where you can go and take your blood pressure. But knowing those numbers, getting healthy sleep, managing your weight, quitting tobacco. I mean, God, that's one of the biggest things that we talk about all the time. Being more active, managing your blood sugar, cholesterol. Those are all part of our Life's Essential 8. And those are very important lifestyle changes to make sure that you're living a healthy lifestyle, better for your heart and better for any other kind of diseases, honestly.
Yeah, certainly a healthier lifestyle is going to help. Miranda, at the end of our visit here around 9:30 when we let you go, I'll ask you to give out a bunch of information in terms of the website and things like that. But you guys do provide a ton of material if people come to the website where they can learn a little bit more and get the latest data, that kind of stuff. But again, it really goes back to what you just rattled off. That was not even data driven. It's just basically been proven over time. And that is just, again, any exercise is better than no exercise. Any quitting of tobacco is better than not quitting tobacco. I mean, anything where you're getting your cholesterol under control leads to less issues with heart and stroke and that kind of stuff. So quality of life matters. And if you want your best opportunity at quality of life, it starts with the healthier lifestyle. So let's talk about the Go Red campaign. Let's talk a little bit about what is going to be going on with this, because it is National Heart Health Month.
It is, and it starts on Friday. Yeah, well, it started yesterday with Heart Month, but National Red Day is Friday.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about what is National Go Red Day, and let's talk a little bit about the Go Red campaign.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Madison.
No, go ahead, Maranda. No, I was just going to talk about the couple of the events that the city's got going on for Go Red Month. So as Miranda said, Friday is our official kickoff for the Go Red Columbia campaign.
Yep.
We are hosting a press conference and photo op in the City Hall Council chambers at noon.
All right, well, hold on a second, Madison and Miranda. We'll come back, segment 2, right around the corner on Colatown. Welcome back in. It's Colatown, our city, our stories. I'm Kevin Cohen. We're here with you till 10 o'clock every Monday morning, and glad to have you on board. Let's get back to our guests here and get back to talking a little bit about Heart Healthy and the city's Go Red campaign. Joining us on the program this morning, it is Madison Rivers, the Communication and Special Projects Coordinator for the City of Columbia, and Maranda Williams with the American Heart Association. And Madison, thanks for waiting. Miranda, thanks for sitting on hold. I appreciate it. We were just getting into some of the projects and some of the things going on, Madison, for this Saturday and with the National Go Red Day.
Yes. So it's actually this Friday.
I'm sorry,
February
I said Saturday.
6th.
I meant Friday, yeah.
So this will be our official kickoff for the Go Red Columbia campaign. which launches a whole month of awareness, education, community action around heart health. This specific event will feature remarks from different city leaders, the American Heart Association, as well as survivors of heart disease. And the event will wrap up with like a community photo, creating a visible show of unity for support for heart health around Columbia. So we ask residents to come and join us down at City Hall at 12 p.m. on Friday. Wear red and show your support for heart health. And then we also have two more really fun events. The second one is going to be the Jumpstart Your Heart Day Party. This one is super fun. It's going to be on Saturday, February 21st at Finley Park, which is actually the first year that we've done it at the park after being hosted at Drew Wellness in recent years. This is an event for families, neighbors, visitors to participate in fitness activities, get resources about heart health, and just have a lot of fun as a community. And then lastly, we have our city manager's Go Red Heart Walk. This is the community-wide moment to close out our Go Red Columbia campaign, with the walk beginning at 1401 Main Street and walking down to Finley Park. It's creating a visible show of commitment through our community. So participants will walk alongside the city manager, city leadership, and other community leaders to show their support for heart health.
You know, I love all the different events that are being done to highlight this and to bring awareness to it. And I love a lot of them involve actual getting out and doing something that involves exercise and a little fitness. And that helps also. That's kind of, I guess, Madison, literally walking the walk. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I think that was our point when we were trying to figure out different events. We wanted to show the community that fitness and heart health can be something that you can learn from any age, whether you're a young child or an elderly adult. You can participate in these events and really learn how to take care of your heart health.
Yeah, it certainly helps that we now have such a beautiful park with Finley Park open and available for these type of showings and these type of events. And fortunately, unlike the last couple of weekends, this time we're looking at Friday being a lot nicer, leading into a very, very nice upcoming weekend. So listen, whether it's Friday and it's National Go Red Day or any day, you can go out to Finley Park and really walk there and enjoy all the different things that the city has put out when it comes to easy fitness there too. So let's tackle a little bit with Maranda now, talking a little bit more about the month itself, because there's all kinds of different things that go on really year-round, Maranda, but certainly we are fortunate, albeit these last 2 weekends I wouldn't say so, but we're fortunate to be in a place where most of the year you can get out and do things 12 months a year, whereas obviously up north you're limited to 6 months on some of these events. Other than the last couple of weekends where maybe it was best to stay in, we have the opportunity to really go out and walk and enjoy the trails and enjoy the city really year-round.
Absolutely. And there's so many great places here in Columbia to get out and walk, like you said, with the new Finley Park. I live in Northeast Columbia, and so Sesqui is always one of my favorite places to go just to get a good walk in. But, yeah, definitely get out as much as you can, get active. They do suggest, at least 30 minutes of activity every day. If you can do more than that, that's definitely great. But we want people to get out and move their bodies and take your family out, dance, do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, and again, the American Heart Association has been around, for 100+ years.
Over 100 years. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you guys have been really preaching the same message from day one about controlling what you can control. I mean, I realize there are some things when it comes to heart disease that might be more genetic and might be more inherited, that there's only so much you can do. Obviously, like I explained to you with my son Jacob, when you're born with the situation, you're born with it. It's not, obviously nothing he did wrong or lifestyle choice, but nonetheless, you can give yourself your best chance going forward by being active. And it's kind of like what I talked about, and you emphasized with your own life experience with things like stress and things along those lines. I think it's important, though, for people to just understand we're not just trying to do the show this morning to scare people. We want to try to get people fired up, try to get people excited, because we've made a lot of progress also when it comes to life-saving research that you guys are involved with, and learning more about everything from CPR training and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a lot and trying very hard to help educate people. And I know that the American Heart Association believes education's got a lot to do with it.
Oh, absolutely, especially when it comes to CPR. That's one of the things that we have really been pioneering, to make sure that at least one person in every household learns at least hands-only CPR. That's one thing that we have found. The research has shown that even, just doing the compressions, even if you're not doing the breaths and all that, the hands-only CPR really, really can double or triple the chance of saving someone's life in the event of a sudden cardiac arrest. And so we'll actually I'm really excited about Friday, because we will have a very special guest speaking, Connor Shaw, former South Carolina quarterback.
Sure.
Who recently went through a sudden cardiac arrest, will be there. And so he's going to talk about it a little bit more as well. But CPR was performed on him for 5 minutes until the AED got there to save his life. So CPR education is something we have been in schools all over the state. Right now, we're even advocating for the Smart Heart Act to make sure that AEDs are placed in all of the schools. But CPR education is something we cannot talk enough about. We want to make sure people know how to do hands-on CPR.
And I'm glad you brought up the situation with Connor Shaw real quickly, because I think that is something that just goes to show you. Here's a guy that's taking great care of himself. That's exactly active, Southeastern Conference, top-notch quarterback for the University of South Carolina. This is that's world-class level athleticism, all that stuff, and doing his thing, still taking good care of himself years after not playing football anymore, and then has a sudden cardiac moment that almost cost his life. And now he's got an amazing story to tell of being through that. Statistically speaking, it's a real blessing, because a lot of people don't get that second opportunity to tell that story. So I think people really need to pay attention to that Friday.
Oh, absolutely. But the most ironic situation with that, with Connor, he had been with us a year and a day to the date that his cardiac arrest happened. He was with us at a CPR event at a small free clinic in Camden. We were giving away an AED. And so that that was his kind of introduction to the American Heart Association. Great, we love Connor. And then turn on the news a year later and saw that. So you're right. We're so grateful and blessed that he is still here and able to tell his story. He's probably one of the most amazing storytellers I've ever had a chance to sit with. So if just to hear his story, I definitely encourage people to come out on Friday, because he is phenomenal.
Yeah,
and we're grateful to have.
For sure. The other thing I would say in the final few minutes here that has nothing to do specifically with Friday, but something that I know you guys deal with, Maranda, with the American Heart Association. A lot of businesses out there could, if they don't have one, could get defibrillators in their business.
So we actually have, for the last couple of years, we've worked with recreation centers, churches, anywhere where people are. I mean, I would say, it's a great investment to have an AED. Absolutely.
Yeah. That could be the difference between someone making it and not making it, if there's an event and things like that should take place. All right. So, Madison, let's go back to the schedule real quickly for folks that are just joining us here on Colatown. Tell everybody what's happening on Friday and how they can get involved, where they can get more information for National Go Red Day.
Okay, yeah. So Friday, February 6th, it starts at noon, and it's at City Hall. That's our National Go Red kickoff. And people are encouraged to wear red. They can get more information by visiting columbiasc.gov or following us on social media, where we'll have updates and information about that.
And then later in the month, I know that was important on February 21st also to tackle what's going on back at Finley Park.
Yes, so that is the Jumpstart Your Heart Day Party happening at Finley Park from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, February 21st. It's a really interactive, fun event for the community to come out. Same thing with the city manager's Go Red Heart Walk happening on March 6th. Everybody can find out information by that on our website or following us on social media and signing up for our newsletters.
Miranda, before I let you go here in just a moment, would you please tell people how they can find out more about the American Heart Association and just to get more information on Heart Healthy?
Sure, you can go to heart.org. There's a ton of information there, resources. There's a link to our South Carolina page. And then you can find us on social media, American Heart SC. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and X. So definitely find us there. And I also wanted to say thank you so much to the City of Columbia. One of the things, as being a resident here, it's just so important, and I think it's so amazing to see the city get behind a campaign like this with something that touches everybody. And I think our communities are stronger when we're healthier. And so I just really thank the City of Columbia for pioneering this, for always supporting the American Heart Association, and just for trying to educate as many residents as possible about a healthier lifestyle. So we're very grateful for that as well.
Very, very well said, Maranda. Really glad what you guys are doing. And again, a lot of it, and we've gone out of our way here to try not to sound like we're lecturing or telling people how to live. I'm certainly in no position to tell anybody. All I can tell you is one thing, Maranda. I have my yearly physical on Wednesday, so at least I'm, going to the doctor. And I recommend everybody else. I'm 57 years old. Everybody else in my age range that's listening, make sure you're getting regular checkups also.
Yeah, thank you for reminding people of that. And that's the truth. Nobody, I'm not the, poster child for healthy. I wish, and I think, I've had to make lifestyle changes, and I'm working out more, and nobody's perfect. The only workout, though, that's bad is the one you don't do. So just start from wherever you are and try to do better. That's all we can do.
That's all we can do. But, if you're somebody that does walk, good for you. Walk a little further this week and do something like that.
Exactly.
If you're somebody that likes the tobacco products, see what you can do. If nothing else, cut down. Try not to do it at all, but if you can cut down just any progress you can make, that's what we're pushing for, especially here as we're trying to highlight the campaign, and this certainly for National Heart Health Month. Thank you, Maranda.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Madison, I appreciate you so very, very much, my friend. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
You bet. We'll come back. We've got more to come as we continue. Second half of Colatown coming up. We're going to talk to our friends from CPD in just a moment. On the Point.